One interesting thing I've been thinking about for a while is Simon Sinek's why. And at the time I came across his idea, and just to summarize the concept for those who aren't familiar, it's basically the idea that companies who are built around a why rather than a what or a how are much more appealing to customers and much more successful in the long run. And as brands, they are simply more interesting and people like them more and they gain more sort of super followers. An example could be Apple, right? Like Apple's slogan at one point was something like, you know, we create tools to allow anyone to sort of challenge the status quo, right? So the idea is you empower individuals and smaller people, smaller creators, smaller businesses to go toe to toe with large corporations to challenge the status quo. So that's a mission that people can stand for, right? Um, as opposed to saying, well, we make computers cheaper than everybody else so that you can buy them. Like, that's not much of a mission. Now, it would be a pretty cool why if they were like, oh, we make computers cheaper than anybody else so that we can get into, you know, a million schools across the world in low income areas like, India, rural China, rural Africa, and so on. Now, that's a mission, that's a why, right? So, for our company, the why I came up with, which seemed really natural and kind of aligned with what I wanted to do with my life anyway, was help a million people live a pain free life without harmful side effects, right? And so that's the idea behind herbal treatments and herbal products like a balm and a salve and an anti-inflammatory supplement that's completely natural ingredients, right? Things like capsaicin, rosemary, nettle, right? So like these are ingredients that are not as strong as pharmaceutical drugs, but they also won't have the side effects of things like, you know, what you can think of as ibuprofen, right? Like these drugs that are powerful anti-inflammatories, but they also damage gut health, or antibiotics in general, right? Like, and I see the need for those products in certain situations, right? Like when you need surgery, Western medicine is amazing for it. When you need emergency treatment, but when you need ongoing wellness and care, Western care really falls apart, especially because a lot of the financial incentive is to keep people sick, not to actually help them get better, right? To keep them as lifelong customers. But anyway, so if the vision is to help a million people live pain-free lives, actually that's not even the vision, that's the mission, right? The vision is to see a world, to be part of a world in which nobody has to live with significant chronic pain or debilitating side effects to treat their chronic pain. So Simon Sinek said his why was to be in a world where people wake up excited to go to work, they're fulfilled when they're there, and they come home feeling a good sort of tired at night. So he is contributing to that vision as a business, right? And I also love his analogy about how a business and money is like a rocket and fuel. So a business does not exist to make money as much as a rocket does not exist to make fuel, right? The fuel is there to get the rocket to a destination. And so the money is there for a business to get to its vision, right? To help create a world where people love to go to work, where people live pain-free, where individuals can challenge the status quo, all of these things. And I think a powerful vision is just a highly effective individual motivator for me, especially because I'm the kind of person who needs a reason to get out of bed in the morning, right? Like I need some kind of meaty, big dream to work towards. And even if it's just like a counter on a website that's like 3 out of 1 million, and then the next day it's 5 out of 1 million, right? Like to just see that number go up slowly. And then maybe as we get exponentially towards that, it's like 500 out of 1 million, right? And to just work towards that goal, it gives me some sense of progression, some sense of meaning to my life when just like waking up, going to a 9 to 5 job, seeing the number in my bank account go up, it just feels meaningless, right? Where that number is like a tangible measurement of the positive impact we've had on the world and the people that we've helped and the stories that we've collected and shared. So I think it would be a good idea for everyone to really reflect on their own why. And for me, it took me, what, 3, 4 years to discover my why? But now I have something to rally behind, right? So it's okay if it takes a long time, but it is worth not giving up at. Because when you do discover your why and you start living in alignment with your why, not only does your life get so much better, but I think you also just become naturally more charismatic. Like Healthy Gamer, Dr. Alok Kanoja, he talks about how charisma is actually just having a vision and being able to articulate it to the people around you. That's it. It's not about the party tricks or the social skills or the charm or whatever else people think charisma is. And the reality is, people are drawn to those who have a vision because not everybody has one. And we would rather be around someone who has a compelling vision, especially if we can participate in making it real if we believe in it as well, right? So just ask yourself, what is your why? What is a vision of a world you'd want to see? And you don't have to be the one to make the solo change, right? But you can take off a good chunk of it. You can set a goal that's ambitious and that's a good piece of the vision, knowing that if you achieve that in your lifetime, you will have had a life well worth living.